Welcome back in here on Believe in the Wolfpack, where the NC State men's and women's teams both fell in the Final Four. It's been a few days. I'm recording this Wednesday night. Obviously, they lost. The women's team lost Friday night. Men's team lost. I feel like this is covering my face. Men's team lost Saturday. But I've been thinking about it almost every second of every hour, every minute, every hour, every minute, every hour, whatever. It's still a mess here. Thinking about it since it happened. We'll start with the women's team, just since they were Friday. Honestly, both of the games kind of felt like it kind of had the same story to them, I thought. The women's team, they were in there. Down by one heading into halftime against South Carolina. You're down by one against the best team in the country, and you have a real chance to pull it out and win the game. You have a real chance to take them down and give them their first loss of the year. And then they just turned it on. I mean, seeing them beat and pretty much do the same thing to Iowa, where it wasn't as big of a win, but in the second half, like it was a close game at halftime, and then they just flipped a switch, and it was over. Like mid third quarter, you could tell it was like Caitlin Clark don't really have much left. They're just rolling. I mean, that entire team is just ridiculous. How do you guard Cardoso? Baldwin and pretty much everyone on the team tried their best, but you can't teach height. She's 6'7". That's insane. But yeah, I mean, congrats to them. An undefeated season for Dawn Staley in South Carolina. I mean, that team is just ridiculous. And like I said, we were with them the entire time. Isaiah James had a really good start to the game. I thought, this is how we get it done. This is how we do it. But she ended up cooling off, and the rest of the team never followed suit. Sinai Rivers 2 for 11 for the game with 5 points. Zoe Brooks had 12 off the bench. River Baldwin had 12. But when Cardoso has 22 points, 11 boards, Johnson has 13. What did Pau Pau? Pau Pau had 10, but I mean, look at the bench scoring. Zoe Brooks had 12 off the bench for us, and that was really it. They had 8, 6, 7, 9 off the bench. I mean, yeah, that team was ridiculous. If there was a team that was, destined to win the championship between South Carolina and the UConn men's team, it was the South Carolina team. I mean, just ridiculously good. One through 9, really. 1 through 10, 1 through probably 15, 1 through whoever's coming in next year. Just an unbelievably good team. If you're the NC State women's team, you're happy with this year. You made it to the Final Four. That's massive. You lost in the Final Four to an undefeated champion. It's nothing really to hang your heads about. I mean, you played great the entire tournament. It was just South Carolina it turned into South Carolina at the end. It was impressive in a way and upsetting in another. and as for the Cinderella run for the men's team, it came to a close against Purdue. I don't know when my first thought during the game, when my first thought was that, like, oh, we're gonna lose this game, but I don't know. I'm much more disappointed in this loss than I am the women's team. The women's team, I mean, they were in it. They were in it almost the entire first half, second half. Not much you can do, and South Carolina just looked unbeatable in that game. Purdue was very beatable in this game. They only scored 63 points. If you tell me, if future me comes back and says, hey, you held Purdue to 63 points, and then left, I'd be like, oh, we probably won that game. Good chance we win that game. Putting up 50. Oh my God. I mean, their defense was great, don't get me wrong, but damn, that offense was just putrid at times. Actually, no, I think I can pinpoint when I knew it was going to, really go downhill. It was when Michael O'Connell was going on a fast break and pretty much could have just like dished it or got an easy layup and then tripped over his own 2 feet. That's when I knew it was. That's when I knew it was over. That's when I knew it was over. We shot 36% from the field. 26% from three. I mean, Purdue also shot 40% from three, which is very good. Braden Smith didn't really do anything, but Edie didn't have that great of a game. He had 20 and 12. You tell me Edie has 20 and 12 against NC State, I'm thinking we pull that game out. But Burns never really got it going. He was 4 for 10, and clearly his worst shooting game and just his worst game of the tournament. I mean, since the regular season, obviously. DJ Horn, his shots weren't falling. He was 8 for 21 with 20 points. He had more attempts than makes. I don't know. It was a very winnable game, but it's just, man, that offense stunk. That offense stunk. I'm like watching the offense. We didn't even have that many. We only had 11 turnovers. They had 16. We were getting killed on the glass in the beginning of the game. I don't know. Like I'm so happy. I'm gonna remember the run forever. And it was a great, you're just playing with house money since the ACC tournament, pretty much. Even a few rounds into the ACC tournament, playing with house money. And I don't know. It's upsetting losing a game where you probably should have, like, even just watching, it's like we should have won this game. Like, you think you can win every game on the team, but watching the women's NC State team South Carolina game, looking at South Carolina saying that's an undefeated national champion right there. They weren't even national champions at the time, but I was like watching them, I was like, they're gonna win it. They're absolutely gonna win. Watching them during the tournament, I was like, yeah, but like just seeing them absolutely just pound NC State in the second half, I was like, all right, maybe they'll win it. Maybe they'll win it pretty easily. But we played great defense. We did great defensively, held them to 63 points. The offense just was not there. And O'Connell going down with the injury too is really what hurt, our chances. But man, it was really sad to go out like that. But again, overall, I mean, what a run for this team. What a run. Making it to the Final Four, being the last ACC team remaining, beating Duke along the way to get into the Final Four, beating Duke twice, beating Duke in the ACC tournament to get to the championship, to beat North Carolina to get into the NCAA tournament, and then beating Duke to get into the Final Four. I mean, that's unbelievable. And oh my God, just what a fun run. DJ Burns becoming just a superstar in the sports world. DJ Horn becoming a big name. Even Mo Diarra getting so much love while he was fasting for Ramadan. I believe that just ended too. So I hope he eats all that he can now. Even though your body probably gets messed up from that, because you got on that cycle of eating like at 5 a.m. and then not again until like 8 o'clock at night. So you probably don't even like eat that much once you're off it. But anyway, seeing him just get so much love and his major run in the ACC tournament and a few games early in the NCAA tournament, Michael O'Connell coming alive, and you could tell that he really just started to mesh in this offense so well, and his shot and his scoring and his confidence really soared. Jaden Taylor getting big buckets left and right. Casey Morsell playing incredible defense. Kevin Keats getting it's got to be near $1 million total in bonuses. He got, I think, what was it? He got right around like 400K, 300K just in bonuses after the ACC tournament. He made the Final Four. He's got to be getting near $1 million in bonuses. So shout out to Kevin Keats. And this is a team, this is a run for NC State that, I mean, obviously we're on the map, one of the triangle teams. Duke, North Carolina, NC State, boom. People were forgetting about NC State. People were forgetting about the Wolfpack. Look at us now. Last team remaining in the Final Four. You got to remember it. Nope, other side. See, yep. Remember the wolf. The little hat. I like the hat. The hat's a nice touch. Whenever it's mirrored, I can't like point correctly. But yeah, this is gonna attract some attention. This is gonna get some more recruiting. This is gonna get some more love, get some more money for the school. It's gonna be great. This run is gonna have major effects on the school and on the basketball program, and even on just probably the athletic program, all athletic programs for years now. I really do believe, maybe not this year with the transfer portal and some late recruits and everything signing, maybe it won't have a major effect now, but next year when we start seeing the 2025 recruits, the high school recruits, look out. We may have a sneaky good class. I would feel I'm confident in saying that next year's high school recruiting class will be better than the 2024 class this year, which could get better. Which could get better. It it could get better. I'm going to take a break for a minute. We're going to take a break here on Believe in the Wolfpack in a minute. And then when we come back, we got a lot to discuss about the college basketball landscape and who's going where, who's going to Arkansas, who's leaving a blue blood school. Is Dan Hurley going to leave? UConn. I'm not even going to talk much about UConn just because, like, I didn't pick them to make the Final Four because in my head, I'm like, they're being, getting too much love, and it's almost too much of a lock for them to be in the Final Four and win the championship. But once they got to the Final Four, I started thinking to myself, I was like, ooh, okay, they kind of got here. They're probably going to win it. If anything, if the reason they weren't going to win the championship is they were going to lose in the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 or some major upset. Once they got in the Final Four and seeing them play like, decent games, but nothing like incredible, I was like, ooh, all right, this is an all-time great college basketball team. And their win margin shows it. I'm pretty sure they have the best margin. I'm pretty sure it's the best. Let me check that. I'm pretty sure they beat their opponents by an average of like 17 points. My buddy sent me the tweet. Let me pull that up. Oh yeah, he's transferring too. Yeah, average. Oh, it was John Rothstein, of course. Average margin of victory in the NCAA tournament from 2024 UConn averaged their average margin of victory was 23.3 points per game. That's 3.1 points ahead of North Carolina in 2009, and then that's 3.3 points ahead of UConn last year. So just going by margin of victory, they have two of the three best college basketball teams of all time. Oh my goodness. Then you have 2018 Villanova, who I've said is one of the best teams of all time, with Brunson and DiVincenzo. And I don't think Josh Hart was on that team. He may have gotten drafted beforehand. But Mark Spellman was really good, and Eric Paschal. They had an average margin of 17.8 points a game. 2006 Florida, 16 points per game. 2007 Florida, 15.8 points per game. And then 2021 Baylor, average margin of victory at 15.3 points per game. I think this UConn team is better than last year's just because I think they had a much tougher road to win the championship. And last year playing San Diego State, it's like, all right, that didn't really expect them to be there. That's kind of a Cinderella run. And this year, Purdue, you kind of expected them to be there. And all year it was UConn. Excuse me. All year it was UConn and Purdue 1 and 2. So to kind of have that major matchup in the end made up for it, but the fact that it was pretty much a blowout after halftime, what are you gonna do? But this is probably the greatest basketball team of all time. I mean, even losing 3 starters and just coming back and just being a juggernaut. Like, not a game was close in this tournament. Not a game was just they're 12-0 in the last 2 tournaments against the spread. They've covered every single game, whatever the line is at. They've covered every single game since last year's tournament. That is insane. Insane. So that's all I'm going to say about UConn. Whatever. Like, they won. Cool. Great. Who could have seen this coming? Most of the country. When we come back here on Believe in the Wolfpack, still, thinking about the team, still just throwing words at a wall and hoping something turns into a sentence. When we come back here, going to talk about the college basketball landscape and just what happened on Sunday night. Welcome back in here on Believe in the Wolfpack, where let's talk about John Calipari here. So it was Sunday night. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't even know. Watching something. Probably a game or whatever. And my buddy sends me a tweet, and it's like, "Oh, John Calipari is in, talks with Arkansas, or Arkansas is in talks with John Calipari to become the next head coach." And I'm thinking like, yeah, sure. I'm thinking it's like some fake account, some like, just troll account, whatever, like some fake sports center, or fake reporter, because it was a legitimate reporter in the end. And I'm thinking like, yeah, whatever. A few minutes go by, see some more. I'm like, what? A few more minutes go by, and start seeing guys like I know, and guys I follow and all this, and start tweeting about, hey, this is a real thing that could happen. They're in talks. They're engaged in advanced talks to make John Calipari the next head coach at Arkansas. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what? How? I thought this man was confirmed back at Kentucky. I thought it was, they had the meeting, and they decided like, yeah, we're gonna, bring you back for another year. We're gonna take another swing jab at it, whatever. But an hour goes by, and it's been confirmed that John Calipari is the head coach of Arkansas basketball. Arkansas basketball. Not like he's going from Kentucky to Duke or North Carolina or even like Michigan State or Arkansas basketball. I mean, Arkansas's been good the last few years. Don't get me wrong, but like he he's going within the SEC. It's not like he's going to a Big East or an ACC or a Big Ten school, Big 12. He's he's going to the he's going right in the SEC. He's gonna have to play at Kentucky. He's gonna play at Lexington next year. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And he's got pretty much the same contract. He's got a 7-year contract worth almost $60 million, all thanks to the Tyson family. The Tyson chicken family is big boosters and donors or whatever for Arkansas, and they threw him a boatload of money to be the coach at Arkansas. It's unbelievable. It is truly. I could not believe. I could not believe it was like a Sunday night, the night before the championship storyline. I mean, it threw off everything. I thought for sure this would have at least waited until the day after, or 2 days after, or something. This was a Sunday night, just out of the blue, completely out of the blue storyline. And like it's a good thing for Kentucky. Kentucky kind of wanted him gone, and the fans wanted him gone because they realized like, all this guy really does is just recruit great talent and lose in the first or second round. So, I mean, he's at least gonna do that with Arkansas now. Maybe he'll change and be a better coach and not just like a recruiter, a talent scout guy. But I don't know. I mean, this is huge because he's still like, for how much he has, kind of choked away in the tournament and just blown games, losing to Oakland and whoever else, like Northern Iowa or Northern whoever. This is still major. This is still major for Arkansas. They're going to get so much love. They're absolutely going to poach a few guys from Kentucky, which brings me to my next point about guys already planning on transferring and entering the draft. Rob Dillingham is already planning on entering the draft, which kind of saw that coming. But one of their top recruits, so I don't botch his name, Jaden Quaintance. Quaintance. Jaden Quaintance, 6'9" center, is already looking to, jump ship. He's the 8th recruit in 2024. He's a 5-star. And he's not alone. They got a few guys in the top 25. Carter Knox. I did say Knox, right? Yeah. I don't know why I saw whatever. Carter Knox. He is a 4-star, 20th recruit in the country. He may. It's looking like he's going to try to switch. Billy Richmond, number 22, he's still committed to Kentucky for now. Boogie Flan, number 26, committed to Kentucky. He may flip. I mean, what's this? Somto Cyril. I'm not great with pronunciations sometimes, but I'm pretty sure Somto Cyril is right. 6'10" center from Georgia. He's committed to Kentucky. These are 4 and 5-star guys. I mean, these guys, there's a good chance. There is a very good chance Kentucky starts to lose some recruits and even guys planning to transfer. Who's the guy that already said he's transferring? Thero? Yeah. Adu Thero, the guard, combo guard. He's already planning on transferring. He doesn't say where to, but he's planning on transferring at least. I gotta see if DJ Wagner sticks around. If Justin Edwards sticks around. What is I'm pretty sure Reed Shepherd is gonna go to the draft. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be a lottery pick. Oh, he's supposed to be a top 5 pick. Same with Rob Dillingham. Okay. Where's I haven't checked the mock draft for Isaiah Collier. He's also going to the draft. That's UACS besides one. I haven't looked at a mock draft for NBA in a while. It's strictly NFL stuff right now, with that being a few weeks away. Touch on that in a minute or two as well. I'm not seeing. Oh, I see Justin Edwards. He's second round. I must either. Oh no, DJ Wagner's in like late second round, mid second round now, so he may just straight up transfer. Oh, Tristan Newton's late. What? Wow, Tristan Newton's late second round. I thought he was like late first. Jamal Shed. Kind of forget how to pronounce that last name. I mean, Houston's been out for so long. At least it feels like they've been out for so long. Where is Klingon? Klingon's projected 7th right now. Whew. I mean, he's good. He's great. Klingon's projected 7th. I think, yeah, Edie's projected 2nd round right now. That does not surprise me. I could not believe, though, Calipari. So they're going to lose a ton of guys. They're going to lose a ton of guys, I think. And even years down the line, like, Kentucky may start to. I mean, Kentucky basketball is massive. They're huge. And I think it's already kind of. Nate Oates already said no to the job. It looks like Scott Drew is going to be the next head coach. They met with him, and I mean, he was the first guy they talked to. So it kind of seems like he's their top option. And Kentucky basketball is going to be all right. They're going to be fine. I mean, they're still going to hold on to some recruits. They're still going to, keep some guys from transferring, I think. But there's definitely going to be some guys who planned on playing for Calipari and got all these promises from Calipari that they're going to end up decommitting. And maybe it'll take a year or two for Kentucky to really be like elite again, like top 10 consistently. Like next year, they'll be in the top 25, but probably in the latter parts of it. But it'll take them a few years to really get back into that top 5, kind of consistently top 5, top 10 area of Kentucky basketball. Could I be wrong and they'd be incredible and don't lose anybody next year? Yes, I could. But most of these guys committed to play at Kentucky because of Calipari. They didn't commit to play Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky's bigger than Calipari, I think, but when you're recruiting and you're going to a school, most of the time, the first reason you're going to that school is because of the head coach and because of what the head coach told you and what he sold you on. So it's going to take a minute, I think, for them to rebuild to elite status. They're still most likely going to be in the tournament. They're still going to be a great team. I'm just saying they're not going to be like fighting for a number 1 spot or even fighting for a top 10 spot, but they're going to be okay. They are going to be okay. As for some other guys who have entered the transfer portal, because now it's transfer portal season. I'm telling you, I'm just throwing words at a wall, hoping something sticks and makes sense. Omar Ballo, the center from Arizona, he was great. He's in the portal right now. He entered just a few days ago. I don't think he's taken any visits anywhere. Let me see if it says any. Nah, it doesn't really say anything. So he's taking his time. John L. Davis from FAU, he entered the portal. AJ Storr going from Wisconsin to Illinois. AJ Storr was great. He was really good for Wisconsin when he got it going. So going just straight to Illinois, staying in the Big Ten, that is going to hurt. Let's see. Kobe Johnson from USC. USC is kind of getting depleted now. I mean, if Kobe Johnson is transferring, Bronny James is either going to transfer or go to the draft. I don't really know what his situation is. And then, like I said, Collier is going to go to the draft. Let's see who else. No one else like major. I mean, I did say Adu Thero. He's already committed to transferring. Oh, Killen Boswell from Arizona. He's transferring. Oh, okay. He's going to Illinois. Javion McCollum going to Georgia Tech. Oh, way. Nowhere yet. Let's see. Anybody else? Oh, yeah. The NC State, we actually got Brandon Huntley Hatfield from Louisville. He committed back on the 4th. That's pretty big. And then, although we are, LJ Thomas is transferring, and then also Cam Woods. They didn't really provide too much. But it does. I mean, it always just stinks to see guys transfer. Just because I do wish, like, at times. Oh, Aaron Bradshaw is transferring. I thought he was. I just didn't see his name here. Damn. Yeah, he entered. Wow, he entered right after Calipari left. He didn't even think twice. That sucks. Okay, Aaron Bradshaw is transferring. I didn't know if he was. I thought he was going to, but I know. Oh, the dude from Indiana State. I forgot he entered the portal. Robbie Avila. They call him like what did they call him? Something Larry Bird. I don't even remember the nickname. But damn, I can't believe he's transferring. Oh, Terrence Edwards Jr. He's going to Louisville. How about that? Now I'm trying to see if there's any more Kentucky guys that I missed. Amari Williams, he was good. Tony Perkins, he was all right. He's a lot of 4-star. Oh, yeah. Okay, they do have Bronny James in the portal, but he said either draft or transfer, which, I mean, there's going to be a team that takes him just because that means they would most likely get LeBron at some point. I actually want to see if there's like odds on who will draft Bronny James, because the Lakers may just throw a second round pick at him just to keep LeBron happy. But I don't know if there's like a team like the Knicks. Like the Knicks have always been rumored to get LeBron, or like the Cavs to bring him back. Maybe the Heat to bring him back. To draft Bronny. I mean, so his next team. I mean, these odds could be totally wrong. And the Ohio State being the favorite does seem kind of made up. Duquesne seems like a bit better of an option just because that was LeBron's old coach, but I have no idea. Okay, no, yeah, these seem fake. So Bronny is officially in the portal, though. Wow, now I just want to see if there's any more Kentucky guys that I missed. And that's nothing major. Mark Mitchell from Duke is in the portal. Like a PV. Pop Isaacs is in the portal. No, Bentley Joseph going to Providence. Wow. And I got to see if Justin Edwards or DJ Wagner said anything. I'm going to check that later. But anyway, back to my point. It's good to see NC State is it already got one guy from the portal, and it's just crazy to see Calipari leave. It was going to happen eventually, but I just the way that it happened was shocking, mind-boggling. I could not believe it. Still kind of can't believe it, but good for him. I mean, good for Kentucky. They're going to get a great head coach no matter who it is. I mean, they're going to poach somebody from somewhere, whether it is Scott Drew. They're going to try to talk to Danny Hurley. I don't think Hurley leaves UConn. I think UConn is already massive for college basketball, and they're right up there with blue blood. Especially since the 90s, like since 99, they've just been running it pretty much, men's and women's. So I think he'll stay there. He just loves that program, and he's Dan Hurley. Last thing before we go for the night, number 42 in the latest mock draft on Tankathon, my go-to, 42, early mid-second round, Peyton Wilson. I believe he is the first linebacker off the board now. And what did I tell you? That combine was going to be his best friend. And it was. He flew up the draft boards. Right now he's being mocked to get drafted by the Texans, which would be awesome. Because that defense is already very good, where they could kind of let him roam free. You have so many other playmakers and great guys defensively that, if he messes up because he's a rookie, and that's bound to happen, mistakes are going to happen with a rookie, then other guys are going to be there to clean it up so it's not as major. So that is just massive. It's so exciting to see. It's so good to see because he just keeps on climbing up in these mock drafts. There's a better chance that he gets taken in the first round. Do I expect him to? No, but I've been saying he should be taken in the second round, and he is the best linebacker in this draft. And I still wholeheartedly believe that, just as the rest of the league is starting to find out. So that's good to see. The draft is a few weeks away. Probably do some draft coverage and, some predictions on who does what and why on God's green earth is JJ McCarthy actually going to go top 10. It beats me, but whatever. Also, just again, what a fun run for the NC State men's and women's teams. It's so sad to see it come to a close. It was bound to happen eventually. The whole, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Yeah, all that cliche stuff, whatever. It was fun. I'm going to go watch more DJ Burns highlights to ease the pain. Thank you for joining me on Believe in the Wolfpack, and we'll see you next time.